Hi there, the story ninja's in the house. So, yes, it's story time. So, just a reminder that I do have a little helper who helps me with the camera. She's here today, by the way. And she always reminds me not to waffle on, just to get to the point. It's story time after all. But just a little bit about our story before we start. First of all, it's called The Lost Shell. And I'm sure you have an idea who the story is about. But this is a story from the Ivory Coast. So I said, like anything else, a story has a bit of a pedigree or a history, or the story behind the story. The story was written by Assamala Amoi. The original story was actually written in French and then translated into English. So, yes, so that we could understand it. So let's get started. Are we ready? So come and gather round, find a seat, get comfortable. And this is how our story starts. Long, long ago, a beautiful tortoise called Tutu lived in the forest. The shell was shiny, colorful, and oval shaped. It was covered with wonderful patterns. Tutu had many friends because she was always kind and helpful. She loved playing, running, jumping, and rolling around in the grass with all her friends. But her shell often got in the way. So she would take it off and put it under a tree while she played. One sunny afternoon, Tutu and her friends decided to go for a swim. Tutu took off her shell and left it under a tree. Without its heavy weight on her back, she dived into the water and splashed around with her friends all afternoon. As evening came along, the friends said their goodbyes and off they set towards their homes. Let's find out what happens next. Tutu walked to the tree where she had left her beautiful shell, but it was nowhere to be seen. She looked under a second tree, then a third, and a fourth, but nothing. The shell had disappeared. The sun set and night fell. Tutu was very, very sad. She was alone and oh, so cold. Oh, why did I take off my shell? It protected me from the cold and the mosquitoes and the sharp thorns. Oh, what will I do without it? Oh, Tutu began to cry. Oh, dear, poor Tutu. Tutu's friend, the owl, heard her crying. He flew down to her and asked, Tutu, my little tortoise, why are you crying? Oh, my friend, you won't believe what has happened to me. I've lost my beautiful shell, my shiny, colourful, oval-shaped shell. Dry your eyes, Tutu. My big eyes. See well at night. I will search and search until I find your beautiful shell. Stay here under the tree. The owl covered Tutu with a large leaf and flew off. He returned at dawn, tired and sad. I'm sorry, Tutu, I could not find your shell. Oh, thank you for trying, Owl, my friend, Tutu replied before bursting into tears. Oh. Then Pigeon heard the little tortoise crying. He flew closer and asked, Tutu, my little tortoise, why are you crying? A pigeon, my friend, you won't believe what has happened to me. I've lost my beautiful shell, my shiny, colourful, oval-shaped shell. Dry your eyes, Tutu, Pigeon said. I know every corner of this forest. I will look everywhere, and I will find your shell. Wait here for me. Tutu suffered as she waited in the heat of the sun, because she had nothing to cover her body. At midday, Pigeon returned to tell Tutu his news. Poor little Tutu. Tutu, I've seen your beautiful shell. Some naughty monkeys are playing with it in the trees. I will fly back quickly and wait for a chance to take it away from them. Thank you, Pigeon. I'm so happy. Oh my, some good news at last. When Pigeon flew back to the trees, he found the monkeys fast asleep, and the shell had disappeared. Any idea where the shell could have disappeared to again? Pigeon looked for the shell until nightfall, but he could not find it. He flew back to Tutu. He was tired and sad. Tutu, your shell has disappeared again, Pigeon said. Oh, thank you for trying, Pigeon. You are a true friend. And then Tutu began to cry again. The little tortoise slept under the stars yet again. When she woke up, she was very hungry and thirsty. Poor thing. She walked down to the river to eat some of her favorite leaves and drink some cool water. Then she began to cry again. This time, it was Wild Duck that heard her. He flew to Tutu and asked, Tutu, my little tortoise, why are you crying? Duck, my friend, you won't believe what has happened to me. I've lost my beautiful shell, my colourful, shiny, oval-shaped shell. Dry your eyes, Tutu. I will dive into the water and look for your shell. Perhaps it has fallen into the river. I'll find it. Wait here for me. The duck dived into the water, over and over again, but he found nothing. Suddenly he saw two toads sitting on Tutu's shell. They were singing loudly as they floated down the river. Oh my word. Quack, quack, quack. I don't think they sang very nicely, do you? Maybe not in tune. The duck flew towards them and said politely, Good day. Could you please give back that shell? It belongs to Tutu the tortoise, and she has been very sad since she lost it. We found it and it belongs to us, the toads replied. It's not Tutu's shell anymore. It's our boat. Do you think the toads are playing a bit of finders keepers? The toads floated away, further away, laughing and croaking, wah, wah. Oh my! Angrily the duck dived after them. Bang! He turned over the shell. Splash! The toads found themselves in the water. The duck used his beak to push the shell towards the riverbank. Tutu came to help, shouting for joy. Oh, thank you, duck, my dear friend. Do you think Tutu was relieved that her shell was returned? I think so too. The owl and the pigeon heard the shouting and flew down to the riverbank. Tutu told them how the wild duck had finally found her shell. As she was speaking, she saw that her shell had been a bit damaged. But it didn't bother her. It was still as beautiful as it was before. She slipped into her home and said, I promise never, ever to take my shell off again, even if it means that I can't jump and run or swim as fast as I did before. You think Tutu has learnt a little lesson here? I think so, yes. Anyway, now that Tutu had found her shell, she held a huge party down on the riverbank for all her friends. Of course, she did not invite, I hear somebody say, the monkeys and The toads, yes, they weren't invited, sadly. And that is why, to this day, tortoises will always have their shells on their backs. And that is the end of our story. So before I go, just a little reminder, when we do get to go out and play in the park or perhaps in the school grounds again, if we have something that belongs to us, maybe a lunch bag, maybe a cardigan, maybe a mask, we should not leave that laying around, do you think? What belongs to us should be very, very close to us so that we never lose it. Not like Tutu lost her shell. So bye for now and have an awesome day.